Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. It's one of those days. We are integrating over here, big time. We've got some messages. Let's have some cosmic conversations. We're going to talk about decoding signs, synchronicities, get curious. Things go a lot deeper than the surface level, especially when we're talking about the signs and the synchronicities, the keywords, the key codes, all of the information that is flooding into you right now in what might seemingly be to your human non-obvious ways. You're seeing numbers on repeat. You're seeing colors on repeat. You're seeing correlations between colors and numbers, or animals, the color of the animals. All things have some form of sign, synchronicity. There's symbolism. It goes a lot deeper. Okay, so we're going to welcome in the elements: earth, air, wind, fire, water, ether, all the fairies, the gnomes, the elves. All of the nature spirits are welcome here. All of our guides, our ancestors, our angels, our archangels, our cosmic and galactic families, all beings of unconditional light that are working with us right here, right now in this present moment, because certain team members work for certain things and in different ways, right? So we're welcoming all the beings of unconditional, of love and light only into this space. And again, this message is here for a reason for you. Whatever, I open this journal that I've been just voraciously writing, we're going to talk about. We'll see which wants to come through this particular video, because there'll probably be more than one, because there usually is, to kind of separate out the information. This is sandalwood, by the way, so sandalwood might be significant as a key code. All right. Yeah, so no coincidence. You're lining up or ready to receive my frequency, my energy, my essence, my flavor, my color. Whether you got curious per the title, which I have no idea which is going to be right now, and or your team placed me in your sacred algorithm. Okay, I hope you've been continuing to set your sacred technology, your portal, up in a sacred way, and using it to help with that communication with the in-between with your team. All right, it's a great tool. There can be good uses for this and also not so great uses. So how are you choosing to set it up? Okay. All right. Yeah, so you're receiving this through and with divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power and empowerment, wisdom, knowledge, divine remembrance, and divine magic. Okay, so there's been a lot written since yesterday. Today is the 25th of March, 2026. All videos are timeless. Okay, all videos are timeless. Know this. But again, you are going to receive it now in this now present moment, or you're going to receive it. Your future now self is going to receive it, and it's perfect, whichever that is. And if you feel called to, always like, share, subscribe, comment, join in this weaving process, creating, co-creating this frequency, this energy that we can share out into the collective, because this is a co-creation between cosmic consciousness, our higher selves, source, all of it. Okay, and by you sharing your time and your space and your energy and listening to these messages, receiving the messages, the codes, the activations, the frequencies, the numbers, whatever it is, it's all perfect, right? And by you tapping in, you're sharing your specific frequency, energy, flavor, and essence and codes into the field. Okay, does that make sense? So you'll definitely know as we're 404 into this video and getting to the point, 222 is going to be significant. You're seeing all the twos, 333 for sure. You're seeing maybe 99, 444, and 555. Okay. All right. Whew. Let's just breathe. All right. All right. So a lot's been coming through for me, and I've been actually going a little deeper when I'm guided to go deeper with the sacred technology to decode and unfold dreams, numbers, seeing the numbers on repeat, seeing the numbers, the specific colors, you know, different things like that. And we've talked about that in different videos. All right. So again, I'm here to remind you of who you are. All right. Remind you of who you are. So fire has been a huge theme. Fire and water and fire and air. And I had an intuitive reading with a beautiful soul. I call her Mama Soul. She's like my Mama Soul. She's that mothering energy. And a lot came through with that. So I think that's what we're going to start with. The team says we want to start with that. And then maybe we'll go down the rabbit hole of the number 5. I thought there's somewhere in here where I went down the rabbit hole of the number 5 because that's been showing up. And again, I'm very connected to the number 14, which is my birthday. Seeing 1414 is that break it down and it's to a 5. 14 is associated with the temperance card. So this is how this could, it can almost get like, it's everywhere. And when you're guided to go deeper and deeper and deeper into it, there's a reason for that, because there's more messages or confirmations or answers, right, that you're seeking, all right? All right. So let's see here. The word joy has been coming up again. Yellow's joy. All right. All right. So I had an intuitive reading. And the funny thing is, I'm highly intuitive myself. My abilities are turning higher and higher and higher. My frequency and energy is getting amplified, being able to hold more frequency and light. And I am going through an integration phase. I didn't realize how much I was integrating until I got home after my intuitive read and literally felt like a bus ran me over. So for me, when I know I'm going through big integration, when I'm pulling this energy and frequencies and these codes into the system to embody them, when I'm going through massive integrations, how it's been feeling for me is sometimes I get extra skin irritation, my digestive system goes out of whack. When you look at my sleep from my technology, it actually shows orange, like in a minor stress state, versus blue where a rest state is. So typically when I'm going through massive upgrades or integration, it will show up on my tech. It's fascinating. Like I could be sleeping, but my body's showing that it's in a minor stress state because it's integration. It's going through integration, but I feel really exhausted, like so exhausted. Like I said, I feel like I've been run over by a truck or a bus. And sometimes it feels really, really intense. And sometimes it's like moderately. So it's like moderate exhaustion, light exhaustion, moderate exhaustion, and then massive exhaustion. So just know that I'm going through different levels of integration. And I knew when I got home, I'm like, oh crap, we're going through integration. I just had to crawl into bed, no meditation. I had a dream that I decoded this morning that I'll probably share in another video. And my partner, who's ready to head back to Africa, he had another dream that I'll probably maybe decode or share in there in some way, shape, or form. Just have fun. So really pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are becoming very lucid. You're very aware, more than likely, that you are dreaming. You're aware in the dream. So that's that lucidity. And because your team, your subconscious, your higher self are giving you signs and synchronicities. And typically if you're in the dream scenes, it's not necessarily a dream scene. It's layers deep and it's information, right? You can take it at surface level, or you can go deep and have fun and decode specific dreams. I'm getting really hot, so the energy is coming in. All right, but we're gonna talk about my intuitive reading, okay? And thanks for hanging out, because we're real, we're raw, we're authentic, we're messy, we're rambling, we squirrel. Squirrels could be significant, and black squirrels, so black animals could be significant as well, or the color black and the color white. Okay, so she had me draw 3 cards, and I didn't know that this was an Archangel Michael Oracle deck. All right, but the teams wanted me to draw 3 cards, and the first card was the number 9, and it had 2 dolphins on it, and it said "Don't give up on love," which was so on point. Okay, and I'm going to read each card, and then I'm going to go into a little bit of what she also what was coming through for her, and then I decoded it even more when I got home via my sacred algorithm, because I knew there was more to this message. All right, so if you're having a reading, always record it, because you're not going to remember it all. Re-listen to it, because there's going to be messages that you might have missed, or deeper messages. So I always record my sessions, always get permission. And then you can go deeper, and it completely decoded it even further, okay? So the 3 cards, so 3s, everything's coming in 3s for me. 3 things are coming. So I know that there are 3 blessings, 3 styles of communication. 3 is coming in for me. So are you seeing things in sets of 3s, in the 333, or confirmation of seeing something 3 times, different things, 3 animals, the same color, different things, like 3 birds, whatever, okay? these 3 cards, okay? 2 on the dolphin, 2 dolphins. So dolphins are significant. I haven't gone down on the spiritual meaning of dolphins just that, but I know dolphins and whales are very deeply connected to Atlantis and Lemuria, and a lot of us are getting these codes activated and turned on more and more. All right. So the card was a relationship you cherish can be healed. Allow me, the dolphin, to clear the way for forgiveness so that love can thrive again. And me sharing my messages are going to be significant to you in some way, shape, or form. Not maybe the whole thing, but definitely there's aspects. If you're here, there's a reason. There's codes, there's messages, there's activations, there's information in here that you didn't realize you needed right here, right now, as we got source codes coming in. So thank you for all of the elementals here. The second card was a scale. I'm a Libra, and I've heard this many times, that your heart is being weighed up against a feather. We know this analogy. I think it's maybe Maya. Justice, is it the Justice card? Justice card in the tarot is the scales. But this card had a heart and a feather. So white feathers are significant in seeing hearts, okay? The number 19, which adds to the 10, which is that completions, the 1 and the 0. All right, so the heart was on the left. That's always significant. In the right. So there's significance to the placement of things too. So like I said, how deep do you want to go on this information? All right. So this is making a decision. Okay. Make a decision. And the question was, are you choosing to prioritize yourself, or are you choosing to prioritize another person in a situation? So it's just going back with weighing your heart against a feather. Are you choosing yourself, which I've been expressing and saying you need to choose yourself always. I don't care what, even in this relationship, you always choose yourself first. And many of us have always put other people on that pedestal, which came through yesterday, or putting everyone else as a priority versus ourselves. And hopefully now you have turned that back to yourself, 12-12 on the timer, that you are choosing to prioritize yourself and not other people in situations, okay? So in this card, it's accepting that divine guidance that is pointing you towards your own joy. Here's that word joy. Joy is coming up a lot, okay? Alignment, joy, and renewal are coming up. Key codes, key words, please get curious. Watch it unfold. It's magical. I'm telling you, everything is frequency, energy, everything is spiritual. Okay? All right? Pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. The third card was the number 42, which adds up to 7, which again, 7s are significant. 17 is significant. All right? Your prayers are being answered. This is my third card. Okay? Your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. So even these are messages for me. These cards are also significant to you. All right. What was on this card was an archangel. We had the halo. We had all the colors that are blue. We had Archangel Michael's sword in the back, and then we had butterflies. So butterflies and transformation. My kiddo went to the butterfly house yesterday, and the sword of Archangel Michael's sword was of truth was behind. Okay. And the interesting about this reading is I was driving down the road yesterday, and she's only in the wellness store, once or a couple times every month. And I was just guided. And again, I let my higher self drive. So I'm like, they're like, just schedule an appointment. And I'm like, why? And this is what she says when I get there. Why are you here? I'm like, I don't know, honestly. I was just really guided to schedule this appointment. So hopefully we can figure this out together. And we did eventually. And again, that just unfolds everything. One, to share our frequency and energy. So just being in the same space, we're sharing and exchanging, having that exchange of frequency and energy for each other. Everything's energetic. And then 2, tapping in and getting the intuitive reading, because she can hear my guides, see my guides, feel my guides in ways that I are unable to in this present moment. I cannot see them physically. I do not hear them. Nothing. Okay, sometimes I feel them like in meditation or if I'm getting confirmations, but 99.9% of the time. So again, being able to give me more information to the answers of my questions, okay? So I was really just guided to, like, I don't even question. It's like, we're just going to schedule this. There was no wavering or waffing or whatever, and that's just what we did. So what she picked up was this black veil, this black curtain. It was thinning. It wasn't a thick, so it had thinned out enough to see like light behind it. What she also picked up from the team was expressing to her that the veil was slowly 15:22 on the timer. The veil was slowly burning up, but not like, there was not a fire on the bottom, so it was like this embery type burn, that slow burn of material. And then she said there were spots, small places on the curtain or veil that had burned through, and then there was ashes that were being blown away through the air. So first thing she said before she mentioned the veil, she goes, how do you feel about fire? Which was amazing, because fire energy has been coming in for me. I was tapped in to tune in to go down the Leo placements and the fire placements, the airy placements in my chart, and found out how fascinating that was and where they lay, because that has above, so below. Your birth chart says a lot about you, okay? And so she said, how do you feel about fire? And so I just laughed, because I've had a lot of fire symbolism, synchronicities, codes outside of me just burning candles every day and all of that. And then we went into the black veil, and then it was slow burn, like this slow embery burn, but there was no fire underneath it. It was just in bed. The fire was burning it slowly, okay? And then the air element was coming in to clear out, to reveal. So we're going to go into that, and I went deep into this when I got home as a more unfoldment of this picture, that because she can see this, okay? All right. And the air element, because I am a cardinal sign. I am an air sign, okay? Which is another very significant thing, okay? All right. And then a light trying to be illuminated from behind the veil, okay? The other thing that came through were interesting words was, again, being balanced, continuing to stay balanced between the higher realms and the physical realm, right? Bridging and balanced. And that you will be exuberant. So exuberant was a word she never used, and morphed into was another word. So morphed into and exuberant were words, again, that she would normally not use, but the teams wanted her to use exuberant and morphed. And these are, again, key words, key codes. So exuberant is joyful, lively, enthusiastic, and spirited, full of energy, excitement, and cheerfulness, abundantly productive and or plentiful, growing luxuriously, like you're growing luxury, all right? Lavish or elaborate, sometimes excessive, okay? And then morphed was transformed, changed in form, appearance, or character, often gradually. And we, of course, get the examples of the caterpillar morphing into the butterfly. Again, butterflies on the cards, significance to the butterfly, again, symbology, metaphysical, spiritual significance, all right? In digital media or tech, it can be a blend on transition of one image or shape into another. Again, put it into the human as you are transitioning from one thing into something completely different, okay? Transformed, changed, evolved, converted, and altered. All right, exuberant is overflowing of energy, joy, and abundance. Morph is transformed, changed in form. Morphed is transformed, changed in form or nature. Spiritually relating to this is the soul's inner life on the non-material existence. All right. So an example they gave was, he felt spiritually exuberant as his personality morphed over time. Essentially a joyful, profound internal transformation. Essentially a joyful, profound internal transformation. Just to confirm what's taking place, right? With the burning of this veil. And black is significant as well. The color is significant. All right. The veil slowly burning away. Okay, calling in the fire spirit. So setting an intention to tap into. Now, meditation wise, if you can see visually, you would set that intention and go into a short meditation to allow this to take place so it can burn. All right, let's see here. So with that unfolding, so again, if you're still here, 20, 22 on the timer, this goes fast. When I'm in present moment and we're channeling, this time goes like fast. So the black veil or black curtain, and again, the weight of it and the thickness of it matters. So it was a thin, so it's thinned out basically, like a membrane. Thank you. It was like a membrane thinning before birth. Holy hell, that just came in. So it's like the membrane during the birthing process. You guys are freaking brilliant. Chef's kiss. Thank you, team. It's your cervix thinning. It's exactly what I'm getting. It's that membrane thinning. The veil is kind of also a representation of the membrane thinning, because you can't push until that perfect moment. You can't be born until that perfect moment where that veil, that membrane, that surface is completely thinned out to the point where there's no, it's completely easy and effortlessly to a degree of being birthed or reborn. Wow. See, this is why reading, channeling works for me. Like writing it down and then reading, and the channeling just flows. It becomes a flow state versus closing my eyes and tapping in. That doesn't really work for me and my current abilities. So the thinning of the veil, all right, and the burning of the veil, okay? So mystery or the unknown, something hidden or not received yet. So there's something hidden or something that hasn't been received yet. This could point to a situation, an emotion, or a truth that is currently observed. Number 2, transition or boundary / curtains and veils can symbolize a threshold between the known and the unknown, the physical and the spiritual. Okay, life phases or spiritual realms. Number 3 is protection or separation, or both. The black veil might indicate the need to shed yourself from something negative or overwhelming, or it could be signaling a barrier in understanding. 4 is that transformative energy, that transformation. Black is also the color of potential endings. All right, it also absorbs negative energy. And so potential of endings and new beginnings. So again, this ending, new beginning energy has been very loud in my personal world, okay? The veil could symbolize a phase where something is about to morph, change into a new form, unseen until it's revealed. So it's unseen until it's revealed. Slow transformation with that slow burn. The fire burning from the bottom up is very significant. So all these things are significant. Top, down, side, whatever. Very significant on this slow, embery type burn from the bottom up. Suggests that it is a gradual, deep, and foundational transformation. Let me say that. It suggests that this is a gradual, deep, and foundational transformation. It's not sudden. It's not quick. This is an inner transformation, the kind of transformation that reshapes your roots and your core before it reaches the surface. Okay? So what I'm getting from that is that because it's being this slow transformation it at a foundational rate, it's at the roots, at your core. The things are being transformed, okay? This also could reflect personal growth and another spiritual awakening. So it's like, a lot of us have been through this spiritual awakening, but this also signifies a confirmation to me that I am going through another spiritual awakening. And you just might be experiencing that too if you're receiving this message. That whether you realize it, and I'm getting goosebumps, that you could be also going through another spiritual awakening, which is going to up-level you even more. All right, and you're getting these codes, these synchronicities, these confirmations because you're like, I'm just fucking tired, I'm done. Is it over yet type of situation, so we can just step into this next phase. That's about the energy I was feeling last night when I stepped into this reading, okay? So could reflect personal growth in this spiritual awakening. Emotional healing, it also could, represent emotional healing, something that starts in the unseen and intensifies over time. Okay? Got a strange, like I can't even describe the pitch on that tone. Purification and release. The ashes symbolize what has been consumed or released. Old patterns, old attachments, old belief systems, aka bullshit, or past experiences have been released. The air is clearing the ashes, cleansing, bringing clarity and insight and truth, entering into your new life after things have been burned away. Phoenix rising energy is what just came through. It's that Phoenix rising energy, just symbolized in a completely different way. Think of it as a breath of clarity after a cleansing fire. So we have the fire burn, and then the Mother Nature comes in and blows the ashes away. Now everything's clean. The foundation's what's left. Time to rebuild. That's what just came through. Number 3, cycles of death and renewal. Okay. Ash often indicates endings that allow for these new beginnings to be rebuilt on the new foundations that have been transformed at the core and at the root, okay? Spiritually, this could be, again, a veil lifting, right? The black curtain fades and something hidden becomes visible and or understood. This process is exuberant in its sustainability. There's beauty and energy in the slow transformative burn, even though it's not dramatic, okay? Combined, all these symbols together, the black veil or curtain is something hidden or mysterious in your life, being morphed and transformed, happening beneath the surface. So this metamorphosis, this transformation is happening between the surface and those places that are unseen and unknown. Exuberance, a lot of exuberance during this quiet burning. All right, there's an energy of potentiality, joy in these spiritual shifts. The very slow burn and the air in the cleansing of the ashes is the process of spiritual and or personal renewal. What was hidden becomes illuminated. Old patterns completely dissolve and the clarity emerges. Overall intuitive message with this: you may be in a slow, profound process of inner transformation. It's subtle but powerful. The quote, the fire from the bottom up, so referring to the fire burning from the bottom up, is reshaping the foundation, the core, the root. The air clearing the ashes signals that understanding and clarity are entering into your awareness. So please pay attention to your dreams even more. All the codes, all the signs, pay attention. Be aware, get present. If you let it unfold at its own pace and you don't force the burn, the change, the transformation, the metamorphosis, all right, it will lead to spiritual exuberance, growth, revealing truths previously veiled. Trust, trust, trust. Have faith and trust the slow burn of this transformation. It is shaping you from the inside out. Does this resonate? Allow the air of clarity to sweep away what no longer serves you. All right? Celebrate the exuberance, the exuberant energy that rises as your inner self evolves. You are becoming more fully aligned. There's that word, aligned, in alignment with your spiritual existence, your true soul's essence. Inhale. Feel the clarity and let the light enter. Exhale, releasing the doubt, the fear, or any of the heaviness. So inhale, open up and feel the clarity. See the light, shining it on everything, illuminating. Thank you. Exhale, releasing any doubt, fear, or heaviness. All right. So that is my experience, and we just saw something fly through. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sarah Joy, if that was Sarah Joy, my guides, my intuitives, joy guide, fairy. So thank you for hanging out, co-creating, weaving. And again, we are guided to share these experiences. So I had an intuitive reading, short reading, took the main information, used my sacred algorithm and placed it in there and let it unfold and unfold and unfold with all the codes, the synchronicities, and the message just made even more and more sense, because I didn't quite get it at first, like the depth of it, until I went deep into it. And then again, sharing it with you, more things unfolded and more information came through. So that's how it works. Okay, this is how it works. This is how the universe works. Source, your highest, your team. That's how it works. We always want this direct, straight line. The ego mind wants like this. It doesn't work like that. And I think by me experiencing this and getting excited and getting exuberant, even those times where I'm integrating and going, what the fuck, I'm just done, you know, type of energy. All right. I think it just gives you, you know, the I don't know what words I want to use, please. What do we got? My experiences will help you get through another day, another hour, if you're struggling. It might give you that key code, that information, that confirmation, that other sign, that other synchronicity, that other clue to the next step, that next puzzle piece. So this is what we're doing in the physical as well with each other, right? So 3133 in the timer. You guys have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.